Okay, so good evening again, class. So we'll start by looking at join. So first, there is the left join. There is the right join. There is the outer join, and is it the inner join? And I try to explain to us why the difference between. So if you have, let us assume we have two tables. This table is called what? Table A. Now, table A has, I said table A has student identity number. Then, aside from student identity number, table A has age and what? Hair and hair color. Maybe also height. Then table B. Let me put table B down here. As this same, okay, this table B has this same identity, student ID. Course, department, right? So let us assume that you are working for a university, right? And you want to get the data of students, and you need to, on that data that you need to get, you need to make sure the age of the student is on the data, right? And one table has the age of the student, and the other table does not have the age of the student. Now, the students in table B is not the same amount of the students in table A. Let us assume table A is the amount of students that applied to go to that school. You know, the amount of students that can apply to go to school can be 1,000. When they are applying, their data is going to be on the database because they have applied, and their data will be stored somewhere on the database. So that one has been stored, their personal data has been stored on table A. That's when they were registering. They say, they gave them identity number. So the age, they put their age, color of hair, their height, and so many other things. But I just use this as an example. So this table A is maybe like a biometric of the students that applied. Now that they have applied and they have given some admission and they have started school, now we now want to still get their age because their age is not in the table of the academics, because you can't have, if you have everything on one table, it will be the columns on the table will be too long, so they break it. That's what they call data normalization. You normalize the data by breaking the data and making sure that whenever you need to join them, you can easily join them. So there's what they call primary and foreign key, right? So in this data, maybe student identity is the primary key in this data. Maybe in another data, student identity can be a secondary key. Of course, in this data, it's looking like both of them are primary keys in both data. But this is not a good example of that primary and secondary data. I'm not teaching that, and I'm not teaching normalization. What I'm teaching is join. So I'm just using that as an example of the reason why you might be using this, why you might be joining, the reason why you join tables in what do you call it, in the work environment. So, or it could also be for your own analysis of your data. These are the reasons why you join. People that own businesses can relate to this. So, for example, now let's assume that you have a table of items, your items you are selling, and Someone comes to buy an item from you. He buys it on your web page. So the person, you have customer table. So you have a customer table, item table, item table and their cost. You can also have some other things that can link to that. Maybe you have workers. Maybe your workers work in different departments. So you can have the table for the workers. Because, for example, you can also have salary table. Because you can't put all these tables in one place. So that's why you have primary and secondary key that can link all this data together. So back to this. Do we have any questions so far?
Not from my end.
Okay, I'll just move on. So now that we understand why we need to join data, right? So now I'm sorry, why we need to join tables. Now we have two tables. Now this table says student identity and hair color and this. Let us assume that all the students that are in table A are not the same amount of students that are in table B, because table A are people that are registered. Table B are people that have, sorry, table A are people that applied. Table B are people that have registered, that are already in school, right? So now, and they have asked us to go and get the information of age on the students that are in school, that are already in school. So we have to join this table. Let us assume on this table we have student identity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. On this one, we have what? 1, 2, no, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. That's what we have here. Now, course, the course, let us keep it simple. Architecture. I'll keep it simple and put courses that are in building, like they are in the environmental faculty. So I'll say architecture, I'll say building tech, I would say architecture again. I would say estates management. I would say building tech. I would say architecture. And I'll see another architecture. Right. Oh, that should be where the department should be, not course. So what I'll do is I'll change this to departments. Now change this to course. So let's assume they are all doing one course that everybody is a borrowed course, and they are borrowing it from architecture. Let us say it's arc. Let's say they are in 100 level, arc 0, 1, 2. That's the course they are borrowing. So it's a similar course, it's across. Copy. Or better still. So, so yeah, so what I'm saying now is this. I have come here now. Okay, let me put age. So age 23. No, they are just starting school. So let's say 16, 16, 17, 15, 18, 17, 16, 17, 19, 15, or 16 here. So hair color. In fact, let's forget this hair color. I don't want to complicate things. It's too long. So let us assume now this is table A, this is table B. And what they have said, what you are trying to do here is you are trying to bring this age into this. And you want to join these two tables together. You want to bring what? Age into this mix. So you can either assume that this table A or table B is either on your left or the right. So what do I mean by that? So let us say this is table A. Let's just look at it physically, like literally, this table A on the right, this table B on the left. So if you are looking at your screen, table A is on the right. And table B is, no, sorry, table A is on the left. And table B is on the right. So if you are looking at your screen, you can see that table A is on the left and table B is on the right. So if we say a left join, that means for you to have a left join, you must first, for you to have a join at all, there must be a unique key. That is a unique field, as we would call it in Tableau, or a unique column. A unique column. So what is the unique column in A and B? Can someone please tell me? Student ID. You said?
Student ID.
Student ID.
Okay, if we know that we have a unique key, student ID, okay, fine. If you now say, so we are going to be working with student ID. So if you say for the first one, left join, so we know that student ID key is the unique key, so we must have student ID. Now we have student ID. So, okay, so we know that this is a left join. For if we are doing a left join for a left join, we are saying that if table A is on the left, that means that one is the dominant one. So whatever is in A is what we are putting. But for what I'm asking, is it a left join or a right join we are going to do? If you don't understand my question, I can repeat it.
Please repeat.
Okay, now we have said that we want to see how we can combine this table to ensure that age is along with this table. And we know that if you are doing a left join, for you to do a left join, we have to ensure that the first table, everything in the first table, you call everything in the first table in the left, on the left. So the table on your left, everything in it, you must first call it on the unique key. So if, for example, like we have said, the unique key is student ID. That means for a left join for this particular scenario, we have to first call out all the student identity number from 1 to 10. We write it down. We write all the ages before we now start identifying the department and courses on this table. So is it a left join we are going to do or a right join?
Left join.
Left join.
You said?
Left join.
Do you have anybody that objects to that? No one objects to that. But you are the one that asked for this, so you are not saying anything.
So what we are adding, the column we are adding is the ages, right?
Yes.
Left
column,
join.
the column we are adding is the odd ones in the A, and A is on the left, so left joints.
You people are not
Right.
listening. All of you scored 0. So it's a right join that we are supposed to do. Because first,
Okay.
what if we do a left join? This is what's going to happen. So you see it yourself. So you have this, we have age. Then we have what? Department. And we have course. So what's going to happen now? We now say identity 1. We know that it's architecture. We write architecture. Course, what's the course? We know that it's arc 102. For identity 2, we know that it's building tech. We write building tech. And we have what? Arc 102. For 3, There is nothing. So we have what? Nothing. This one is empty too. So we have, let me write. So we have what? Empty. We have what? Empty. 4 is architecture. I think you are getting the drift now.
Yeah.
So we have estate management. Right? And we have what? We have arc 102. Same thing. So 6 is empty. So having this table that you have empty stuff, is it what you want? Because this table is going to give you have empty. Is that what you are going to use to work? Because now we have what you have done is you are giving us the students that are in school. You are giving us the list of all the students that have registered, not the ones in school, with a left join. Because a left join first calls out the things on the unique key on the left. That's from the table on the left. So if I were you, I will not use a left join, I will use a right join. Because what would the right join do? A right join would go in and call the numbers that are the student ID that are here, which is 1, 4. In fact, I'll just copy and paste this here. So I'll copy this and paste this. I'll delete this, delete this, delete this. So here, it doesn't have 3, it doesn't have 6, and it doesn't have 10. So for the department, I'll take it, I'll copy it. I'll just put it on department. So what are we going to go there to do now? So we already have this. So what we are going there to do for a left join, what we are now going to do is we are going and saying age 16 for identity number 1. For identity number 2 is 16 again. For identity number 4 is 15. For identity number 5 is 8 is 18. For identity number 6, that be 7 is 16. For identity number 8 is 17. And for identity number 9 is 19. Do we understand what I've just done now? Paradise, you can speak, please.
Yeah, I understand what you've done. So I know you're not teaching us Excel, but I'm just curious. When you have like a very large data set,
Yeah.
how do you do it that you don't type in this age just the way we did now? Or must it be that way? Because I just feel like it would be long.
If you are joining, you don't join in Excel, actually. But if you are joining a table, you are joining in either SQL or in Tableau or in Power BI. And all you just have to do is issue a command, which you just do. You don't have to do this. If it's many, you can't join a table yourself. I'm just showing you the idea behind it, the concept behind it.
Oh,
Yeah, can you stop recording for like 5 minutes, then we sort something? So that is how join works. So first, you have to first identify the key. So if I want to join now, for example, if I understand this technique, then I understand what the computer is doing or what the system is doing to join, So then I will be able to apply the join. So what I've taught you now is how the join is applied. In the case of inner join, what it means is that we are relating to the two tables, that what do they have in common? That's what you are bringing together, the things they have in common. Do you understand? When you say inner join, so it's looking inner. What does table A and B have together in common in this key, this field, or this column, this student identity, which is almost the same as a right join or a left join in this scenario? So it's what they have in common that you bring together. So the thing that they have in common is 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. But in case where you have 11 here, Where you have 12 and you have 13, what does it mean? It means that they don't have anything in common. There are some things that they don't have in common. So you know, see this 11, 12, and 13. But in this case, you know, if it's the right join, you have 11, 12, and 13. Are you understanding? That's the case for inner join. And so inner join, all it brings is what they have in common. What they have in common. I'll say again, what they have in common. For the left, it is what the left has that you bring first. So what is in the left that is in the right is what you now bring from the right. Now, if it's right join, what is in the right, you write first. Then what is in the right that is in the left, you bring to add to it. Now, in the inner join, it brings what is common in both tables. For the outer join, it brings out everything, whether or not it's common. So you have 1 to 13. You now have a lot of empty column. You have a lot of empty cells. That's what it means. Do we all understand join now? Or if you don't understand, if you need clarification somewhere, you can ask me now.
So do you mind if I explain what I think I understand?
Of course, of course.
Okay, if we are doing a right joining, okay, right or left joining, what determines whether it is right joining is if I'm doing a right joining, then everything on the right comes in first. Then whatever is on the left that is not in the right comes, then I list them. That's right joining. If it is the left, it is the other way around. If it is inner joining, then I'm bringing in what I understand. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So well, you are right. But you are the one that also determines what table is on the right and what table is on the left. It's you that will decide. Like I will show you what I mean by it's you that will decide. So if, for example, I load, I don't even know if it's Excel or something. Okay, let me see. So I load this. So it's asking me to drag a table here. So the first table I drag is going to be the one that will be on the left. Do you see where I say it's me that I'm going to join, that I'm going to determine which one on the left? Likewise, if you are writing a code in SQL, you are the one that's going to specify what table is on your left. The computer does not specify. You are the one that's going to specify. So if I drag in a table now, this is already on the left. So anything that will come and join it, which is people, for example, I won't join like that. So I will double click on this. I open that, then I bring this. Yeah. So if I bring this and add to it, you see what I'm saying? This is on the right, this is on the left. So it's here that I'll now specify what kind of join do I want. Inner join. The inner join. The thing is specifying inner join because what we want is something that they have in common. But of course, you can do a left join and you can do a right join. It depends on what your tax is. So what your tax is, you know, I gave you an example of why you can be using a left join, why you can decide not to use something that is common, but a left join, because maybe you are trying to determine the number of people, the people you are trying to determine something based off the people that are registered. So you know that okay, some will not have something in common. Do you understand? But most of the time, when me I'm doing something, I always use mostly inner and left join because I'm the one that determines my left. I don't go to right or full outer because I'm the one that determines my left. So do you understand better now? So this same thing I want to join, you can join it in different way. You can either use this kind of join, you can do this kind of join if you want, if this is what you want. You can decide, okay, I don't want this join. I don't want it to be joined like this. You can decide that you want to put people first, and you want to come and join it and you want to come and join with other. So either you do this open, I come and join order with order. I'll now join this order. Do you understand? It still give me the same outcome. If I do either a right join or a left join, it still give me the same outcome because what they have there is common. Because they are common. That's why it will give me the same thing. But it's not all tables that will give you the same thing. Because this one is a perfect table. That's why it's like that. And I give you a reason why it might not be the perfect table. Like, for example, let's assume that you want to join your customer with your items. For example, you can have some items that your customer has not bought yet. So it's not everything that will come together. Do you understand? Maybe you want to add price or something. You shall want to join. You as a way that you want to join customer and your items together. It will not work like that always. So I don't know. Do we now understand join, or you need more clarification?
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's fine now, sir.
Okay, it is
With
Body
more
that I'm
practice,
talking to now.
yeah, it's
This
body.
Mr. Body. Yeah, this is Mr. Body.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. So now you're off my neck now. So you understand what join is. Okay. So the second thing we are going to go into, I'll just go straight into the class. So what I will do is I will join now. I will do it a step-by-step process, right? Because I see that a lot of people are not going through the video. So we'll do a step-by-step process. I wasn't going to do this. I was going to use the other thing that I shared, but since we don't understand parameter, I don't think there's any reason why I want to use. Is there any reason why I want to use parameter for that data? Maybe. Uh, let's see. Okay, let's see. It doesn't matter. Yes. I'm just trying to think. Okay, let's see. Let me close this. Let me close this and let's load the data I gave you guys. Let's see. We'll see how we would maneuver. So for the data I gave you guys, this one will just be developing. So the data I gave you guys is, let me open that data first so that we'll see what is in it. So this data is the data of customers. The customers, their names, surname, their gender, their age, their region, their job classification, the date that they join, and their account balance. So this is a bank data of its customers. And what are the data of its customers? Their name, surname, their gender, their age, the region that they are from, their job classification, the day that they joined the bank, and the what, and their account balance. So let's see what we can do with this data. Normally, what I would do with it is first, maybe I can show a profile of the company based off maybe so many things. It could be based on account balance, their region, like the account balance of different region. So first, we can do the account balance for different region. We can do the account balance for the job types. We can see the days that the months that are most busy in terms of joining and things like that. There are so many things that we can look at. We can also look at the age distribution. In fact, with the age distribution, we'll do something. We'll do what they would look at something with age distribution. So let's look into this data, right? So we'll be playing around with some of the features in Tableau. So let's look into this data. This is P. So just give me a second. So yeah, I'm looking for the data. Okay, maybe is it an Excel file I sent to you or a text file?
It was an Excel file from last class.
Ah, why can't I find it?
It was a CSV file.
It's a text file, so you are going to add it with text. So it's not an Excel file.
Yes.
So yeah, so you are going to add it with text. So yeah. So you have something like this. When you load it, if you have all gotten here, let me know, because we have to do it step by step now.
I'm there
Is
now.
this the document you shared today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the document I shared today. Give us additional 2 minutes and let's see. Okay, so I want to believe we are all here now, right? Guys, I need you to communicate with me, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll click on sheet. So sheet 1. Now there's region, right? So we can give this region a role, right? So we can change it to region, and we see what does it change. It changed that to that. I'll just go back a little. So click on this drop down, right? Click on the drop down, or you left click, or you right click on the region, and you come to geographical role, and you now come to region or country. I'll just leave that there. So when you get there, let me know, please.
Excuse me, this role that we are giving to region now, is it like the hierarchy that
No,
normally do, or is
no.
different?
This is not hierarchy. Hierarchy is a different command. Role is what you are doing is you are changing the data type. So it's saying that the data type there is what? Who can, you can see the data type there. What is this? What type of data is this? We have integers, we have strings, we have so many types of data. So what kind of data is this? Can anybody help us?
Is
You guys are not actually studying.
This,
Is
I
it,
think it's a
honestly, you guys
letter.
are, you said what?
Letter.
Any letters, there's a word for it.
Test.
You
Test.
said what?
Test.
You're right.
It's right.
I think it's
Or
right.
string. Or string.
Yeah, it's a string. Yeah,
String. Yeah.
so you
That
guys are not
string has to
studying.
do.
You
I
see.
thought
So
strings are
anyways,
numbers.
so this is, so what I changed data type, and that's what I've done. I'm changing data type. So I'm assigning it as a geographical data type. Now, what am I doing? I'm assigning the role of the geographical role. Tableau can identify geographical role because it is intelligent. So now, based off the name of the region, it will allocate it. So if I click on region or country, to allocate it. In the one that we did earlier on, I said it should identify the region based off states. That's because we had country, states, and so many other things. So if, for example, I put like I do like different states in Nigeria and I do region. Of course, because there is states, in a way, you cannot cut out, because region is that region or country. So I already have a country. I can't put region on it. It will scatter the whole geographical stuff. So you have to understand the concept of this geographical role, assigning geographical role, to be able to assign the role by yourself. I don't know, am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So because if you say country or region, so if you already have a country, you cannot, if you already have a country and you now have region, it will be confused. The system will be confused. So you have to assign it manually, and you have to understand the concept behind it. So in that one, we said you should assign the region based off the state. So the computer will go, okay, what states are in south? That's it, for example, if it's Nigeria, what states are in the north central? It will go there. Abuja is there. What state is in the north? It will go there. Okay, maybe Katsina is there, and so on and so forth. So that's what I'm trying to explain. So, but for this, all I'm doing is I'm just changing that type and assigning the role, which is region, and I'll click on what? Region. Now it has changed to region, and now it has what? It has generated the latitude, the longitude of that region. So if assume, and let's assume that we want to do the geographical region and the account balance. Let's assume that's what we want to do in our first for map. We want to map out the region based on the amount of money each region is making in terms of balance. The region with the most money in terms of account balance of the customer. We can bring region, we can click on region and drag it and put it on the what? This drop field area. We'll drop it here. When you drop it, it generates the longitude and latitude of that region. It has said for unknown region, for unknown, right? So we'll click on this unknown. We'll say what? So I want you to do that and get to this place. So it will say for unknown. It's telling that it doesn't know the region. So you click on it. If you have got it, you click on the for unknown at the top, but at your bottom right corner, and you get to this. Please, when you get to this, let me know. Guys, have you gotten here? Have you have not gotten here?
I am there. I don't know further.
Did I carry on?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I will click on edit location now. You see that said England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales unrecognized. But we can match it, right? We can match the region. So what we can do is from here.
Please, how do you get the drop down?
You just click on it.
Okay.
So you just match it with United Kingdom. Or you can just type UN and then it brings out it. So you click on that. So there are sometimes that something like this might happen and you might need to do something like this in some cases. But it has not done it the way that I want it to do it. I'll go back to that. So I think so I'll right click on this and say edit location. Let's see. It's picking all of them as United Kingdom. So United Kingdom. So yeah. And you just keep it that way. So United Kingdom. It's keeping everything as one. So I don't think I'll be able to do what I was planning to do. But yeah, so this is United Kingdom now. Let's see. If I put the balance, that's the money. On label. So sorry. So if I put the amount balance on label, so it brings the total money for England. So it's not doing what I was thinking I would do. Okay. There should be a better way to do this to ensure that it brings out or it cuts out these shapes. So let me see this whole. Let's see. Okay, let's leave this for now. So I would see how I would sort that one. I'll think of how to sort that. Let's leave this for now. Let's leave this for now. I'll sort that one later. So what I'll do is I'll just create another sheet and based off region. So we can do like you can have like something like you can put region on the column and you can have the balance on the row. Which kinds of gives us this. It gives us this like and we can what can we do? We can do it in a descending order. So it gives us the the different region according to their, what they call it, their accounts, the total amount of balance in their account. Right. And if I put region, if I bring region, I put it on color, it will assign color to the different region. So it will assign color to the different region. And we can go into edit the color. We know that if we want to edit the color, we just click on this color here. And we come here, we come to edit. And we can now click and choose color. So I can even first select a different color range. Maybe I just want my stuff to be gray. I can say England will be this kind of England, this gray. North Ireland, this other gray. No, Scotland. Yeah. Scotland, this lighter gray. Or let us say Wales, this gray, another Ireland, this gray, and I apply. So I've gone there to set the color myself, right? And I can do further editing like we did, like we did. I can remove this. I can hide the region. It's not show. Can remove all those lines. Do those editing. Remove this balance. I don't want to see that balance there, because in the heading I'll have put, okay, I can't, maybe I'll have put like the balance and edit axis. So for this one, I will edit the axis. I'll just remove balance here. To get to all these things, all you just need to do is right click, edit balance, and you change whatever. You can put a title if you want to put a title, but I've removed that. And then do the other editings like I taught in the previous class. Now I have this. Now I can still decide to have the label. This thing, the label is not there. I told you guys I like to work with tooltips. But if you want to put the label, you can drag balance and put it on the label. It will label it in terms of the stuff, right? And if you want to put it's in pounds, you want to let them know it's in pounds, the currency, you can edit that. So all you just have to do is come to currency, drop down here, right? When you come to drop down here, you come to default property. You can change it from format, but I just come to default property so that every time I'm using balance, the default property is going to be in pounds. So you come here and you come to current custom. I remove the decimal place. I don't want decimal place. And I put the units. I want it to be in thousands, in fact, so that the money will not be plenty. Or you can put it in millions if you want to put it in millions, depends. So if I put in thousands, I'll just say okay. Then you see it has changed and it's thousands. So it's giving me the amount in thousands. And I can decide to adjust this one, edit this to make sure that the thing is fixed, and it adjusts the interval in which it's doing this. I can change the interval to like maybe 40. You see, it uses the amount of, because I've already labeled it. So why am I putting so much thing on the side there? So it doesn't have too much. So we have this. So this gives us the stuff. So in terms of, we can also have another one in terms of their job classification. So we can have job classification on column, and we have what? The account balance according to their job classification. So we can do that in also descending order and assign it some colors. So I can say job. I can bring job classification here. I put it on color, so it gives it a color. Now I can go into the color because I'm using black and white already. I can go in there, go to black and white again. Go and give it something in the black and white, stuff. So I can give it like, I can let the white color be, this one, the blue be this one, and the other be this one, and apply. And I have something like this too. Likewise, I can edit this one. also. And so it's fixed, and I can put 40 so that you don't have so many there, right? And I can label it if I want to. I put the balance on label, right? That's that. So it's the same process. That's why I'm fast with that. And I'll just edit this name. I'll just, I'll remove this ID field. Now, do we have any questions so far, please? In regards to what I've done. So I can name this one. I can name this one accounts balance by job classification. I can name this other one. Account balance by region. That's for this one. So the next one, do we have any question in regards to this, please?
I have a question, but not for this. Is it possible for you to show us how to do dual axis? No.
No, you see now. Let us do it step by step. All right.
Okay.
Let's do it step by step. So now this is in regards to this. So this is job classification. So in terms of region, say you go to that bank, in terms of region, this is how the money classifies. So England, people that use the bank, they have more money in England's bank then the next one is Scottish bank, then Wales, then Northern Ireland. Then if you go to the job classification, white collar jobs bring in the most amount of money to the bank, while blue collar job, second, and others, third, right? So that's what we know about this bank, right? So another thing that we can find out about the bank is the gender. So for this gender, because there are two genders, if I look at the table again, so that I'm not mistaken. So there are mainly two genders, male and female. So we can go and say, okay, let us do the gender zone based on a pie chart. I will do a regular pie chart because I think I taught you guys how to do a donut pie chart. Do you all understand the donut pie chart? So I'll do the donut pie chart to teach the. So I'll do the regular pie chart first, then I'll do the donut pie chart to teach the dual axis. So first, the normal pie chart. So if you want to do pie chart for, what we need is the gender. We need gender, Abi. So we have to have gender, and so we need gender. We have to have gender and what? And the balance. So we have to. So we come to this place. We can easily pick it here, pie chart. But I don't want to pick it here easily. I'm teaching you this thing so that you know it. So that I would click on this drop down, I'll click on what? Pie chart. When I click on pie chart, you can see these two pie. So you have to put on the angle. What angle? Let me do something first. So I'll remove these two from there. So it's the angle is on pie chart now. So what's going on the angle? So what's going on the angle is.
How did you create that segment?
So hold on, we'll go back again. Rather than doing that, so what I could do is this. Listen. So what I could do is I could put the gender here and put the balance, right? And come here and click on this. It will appropriate the stuff. But that's not what I want to do, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you guys how it's actually done. So for me to do that first, I have identified I've come to pie chart. So let's do this step by step. So I'll click on pie chart. Right. Now, the first thing is I want to assign angle to the pie chart. If you are cutting the angle of a pie chart, what do you want to assign? It is the balance, the thing that you want to use to equate them. Say, for example, now, if Femi and Kemi are to be given 20,000 naira, now maybe Femi has 20% of that money. So is the angle that will determine is 20% or 75%. So Femi is 20%. So is that money, that balance, that money that will go to the angle, right? So I put balance, I put it on angle, right? What are we dividing? You are dividing the gender, Femi and Kemi. So it has broken it, right? Femi and Kemi. So we can label it. Do you understand? We can label these things. So we can label it male and female. We can also label it with the price. Then that label, that price label, we can change the sum. We can do a quick calculation. Quick calculation, percentage total. So it gives you the percentage. Now, even in the percentage, we can go there to format it and say, okay, that percentage, what I want you to do is, I don't want decimal place. In the edit, I've taught you this edit before, and I can adjust the size. I can play with the size. So this is how to do it, and you can change the color. So I can decide, because we are going with a black and white. We are doing the black and white thing. So I can come here and say gray, or just come out to this, or just come out to this one. And say, okay, male. No, I say male, this one color, female, light. I say okay. And I say okay, like this, something like this. Now, so for a dual axis, I'll first be doing a calculated field. Just for, I'll say for pi, for do not chart. And I'll just type in 0 here. Right? I'll just leave that for a moment, because I'm going to do this whole process again. So I'll just leave that 0, right, for calculation, and I'll say okay. And I'll drag this for donuts.
Sorry to take you back, please. Where did you click to do the calculation, please?
So click this drop down here and say create calculated field.
Okay.
So, okay, so if you have done that for calculation for this, so all you do there is you just do for donut, you bring it here. So you have something like this. Then you can click and drag. You can click on control. Hold on to control and click and drag. Once you hold on to control and click and drag, it will create 2. So what you are doing is, by holding on to control, you are copying. So you copy, you click and drag, you drop it. So you have 2 of this. Right? So the next thing you want to do is, now there are 2. So this is the first one. For the first one, so this first mark, it affects the 2 of these charts. this one affects just this one, and the second one affects this second one. So I'll go to the second one, not the one that says all, but the second one. And I'll come here and I'll put balance on angle. Gender. I put gender on color. Can we see? The gender is on color, right? So I can put balance that on label, or better still, let's just, okay, I put balance on label. That labels the balance. So I'll do that same process again. I'll click this drop down on balance, and I'll say it should do a quick calculation for me. For the balance, I'll say calculate percentage of total. So the total, if you total the two balances for male and female, calculate the percentage of it for each. That's what we have done. That's what percentage of total means. If you use Excel, you would have used percentage of total before. So if I click on this, it will do a quick calculation for me. It will give me a quick calculation percentage. So I want to change. This is in decimal. You can see 54.27. I want to remove that. So what I'll be doing is I'll be editing it. So I'll go to format. On this field now, click on this field, I'll click on what? Percentage of total sum. You know, that percentage of total. So here I'll now come and adjust. I'll come to percentage. I'll now come and adjust it to 0. And it has adjusted it. So if I want to know which is male, which is female, I have to label it. So I'll bring the gender. I'll put it on what? On label. And it has labeled it female 46%, male 54%. And I can now remove, I can go to tooltips, remove this for donut charts. I don't want to be seeing it there. I say, okay. So if I come to tooltip, I'm not seeing that. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the percentage. So instead of saying percentage of total, I can go to tooltip again, edit it. I'll double click on tooltip just to edit it. I'll say percentage. I just say percentage. And say, okay, so when I come here, you see the gender, the percentage, the balance. So, and I also, rather than doing that, I can also do this to make it easy, to make it even better. I can copy balance and put it ahead of percentage and paste. So however you want to do it. So if I look at it, looking at male, the balance and the percentage. So that's this. So this one, I'll come to sum of, for this second sum, I'll change the color. I'll change it to what? White. It's now white. You can see it's white. The border, so I can make it white. It doesn't really matter. So it's white. So what happens now is I will now come to this drop down here on the second, on the first. You know, there are two. This first one is for this one, and this second one. So if I click it, you see it will open it up. I've clicked this one, it has opened it up. I've clicked this second one, it has opened it up. So what I'll do is I'll come to this second one and I'll say what? Dualize. It now put it on top of this one. It has put it on top of it, we cannot see it completely. So what we will do, we adjust the size. I come to size now and I adjust the size to be smaller. So can we see that? So we have superimposed that one. What can I do? So here I can, this is where we synchronize the axis, but it's not the kind of axis that I need to synchronize because I'm not working with any data in that sense. Like there's no meter or anything that I'm working with. So I'll just remove the header. So I'll say it should not show the header. And I can remove all these lines. And this is, so I can also, what I can do, I can play with the overall size, increase the overall size, right? And go and adjust this one later on. So I think I like it when it's this. Yeah, so I like something like this. That's me though. So this is a donut chart for the male and female. So we have done. Who else can tell us what we can do again? What we can look at? So one of the things I want to look at also is age. That I want to look at the age. So I'll teach us one command now, that one of all these things that we use. So you know that this age, where is the, so this age now, there are different age, 21 to 38, they are different age. You know, you can even see 60, you might see 70, you might see 80. So what we can do to cover the age is we can do what they call a bin. So I can say age, I can come here and create a bin. So you come here, what the bin does, what the bin creates is that it can create like age. When you have different age, you can now say from age 20 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40. That is what a bin is. That's what the bin is creating. So it creates a bin, like we're just giving an age range. Guys, do you understand what I'm teaching you to now? And are you following?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Am I boring? Am I boring you guys?
No, you are not.
Okay. Okay. So we understand what I'm teaching to now. So I'll click on the bin now. Bins. And it will ask us, what is the size of the bin? What size do you want? I'll just go in. So it has told you, see, it has said range of values. It has said 15 is the maximum, and I'm sorry, 15 is the minimum, and the maximum is 64. So we have someone of age 15 banking with them, and we have maximum of 64. So we can say that we want, and it has identified the age bin that it suggests. So it's suggesting 3.95. But me, I can, rather than going with 3.5, I can go with age bin of 5. So I can say, okay, give me 5, rather than, so I can put 5 here. That's the bin size I want. So it will start with 15, and then I will 15. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 15 to 19, 20 to 24, maybe 25 to 29, like that, like that. Do you understand? So I'll click on OK, and it has created the bin here. So the bin that it has created it in form of what? A dimension. So like I said earlier on, we created a bin, a range. So this time around, the range will be, it will change from measure to dimension, because bin is single. So it change from measure to dimension. So it go like bin. So you can see it. And we put, so if I put the bin on column and I put the balance, so we can see the bin now. So it has created from age 15 to 19. This is the age. From 20 to 24, this is the balance. From 25 to 29, this is the balance. From 30 to 34, this is the balance. From 35 to, and so on. So for this kind, you can, to help explain it properly, you can do what? You can edit the aliases. That's what they say, aliases. So if you right click on this, you can edit the alias. So if I click on edit alias, I can come here and say 15 to 19. So it changes. I can come to this area, edit it again. 20 to what? 24. It changes again. But there's a place where you can go and just edit everything. 29. So I can just, rather than doing it here, I can come to this bin here and aliases and come and edit it here. So that's 34 to 39 to 44 to 49 to 54 to 59 to 64. And I'll say what? Okay. So I'll give us like, I'll show us this again. I'll give us like 5 minutes to make that correction. So I'll this drop down and you come to aliases and you click on aliases and you bring this out. So you just change the value of the aliases and you click OK. So I'll just give us 5 minutes.
Is it just me or are we pausing?
Okay, so I'll continue. I want to believe that everybody has finished, right? Guys. Guys, you guys should answer me, please.
Yeah.
So I'll remove the label. I'll also go to axis and adjust this. And adjust this also to fit, and I make it like 40. No, 40 is too much. I'll just make it 20. Yep. So then what I can do is I can put balance on label. And what I can also do is put balance on color. So you see what happens. Okay, you will see the difference. Now, if I put bin on color, can we see what it has done? Can you see what it has done? What it has done, it has given the different bin color, not particularly in regards to the not in regards to the amount of money, but I just giving the different bin colors. You understand? See this person now, this group 15 to 19 and 20 to 64, they are close, but we can see this one is very light and this one is very dark. Whereas the ones that are very, very high, so it's not in relation to the color. So I'll remove the bin from color. So if I put balance on color, you'll see what will happen now. You can see what has happened. It has given us a range here saying, okay, this is the range of 1.9424. These are the, what do you call it? This is light. So those ones are lighter. And the ones that are high are dark blue. We can even make this even better. We can go to color now. Click on color. Click on edit. And we can use 2 colors. So let us say we want to use 2 colors. We can use green and what? We can use green and red. So red signifies the money, the money that is less. It's not so much. And green is plenty money. Right. So we want to also create a step. Me, I like to create a step. So there's a step. In that step now, we can make that step 4 or 6. I'd rather make it so there is a balance. There's like, so we can now say that we can determine, if you click on advanced, you can determine where it starts and where it ends, which one is the center. So let us say the people in this bank, they have told us that any money, any of these things above 7,500, we can say it starts, the center is 7,500. So we are saying the group, the center of the group that marks that, okay, the group is doing well in terms of account balance. That, okay, let us say the bank is looking at how do we chase people to who do you want to market their banking products to? They are doing well. The age range that they want to market to. Maybe they want to market to age range that are doing below 7,500. So we want to mark the center at 7,500. So if your group is below 7,500, that means they have to market to. So we want to show that by this chart. We'll just put 7,500 and we'll say what apply. That's the center. Wait, sorry. Something is happening. No. Undo, wait. Reset. Let me go back again. Sorry. What I did now, I did not do it properly. So the start and end still remains, but the center is 7. So I put the wrong value. So I was thinking that I forgot that it's in millions. So I was putting, like 7,500. So I just let this one, this 0.00, that does not matter. So we don't need the point. It's just 7,500,000. So I don't even need to check these ones. So we know we are talking about 7,500,000. So we are say apply. And we say okay. So we know that these are the ranges that fall below 7,500. I'm 7,500,000. And these are the ones that are doing well the most, the green one, the one that are very green. Do we all understand this?
What color did you use, please?
I use green and red. So I use red to green divergent. But the idea is I did 6 steps and I created the center, and the center was to show the point where the groups are not doing well. So we are saying the base mark for not doing well. They are, normally the base mark is always 0, but the company has specified that the base mark should be 7.5 million. You understand? And that's why we are putting 7.5 million. So we are knowing that if they want to go and market to anybody, they are going to market to the age group of 60 to 64 and 50 to 64, 15 to 19, and 20 to 24. Those are the ones that are not paying money. So maybe one of the things that they want to go and market is opening accounts for children that are almost of age. Maybe providing loans to students, those ones that fall between the age to 20 to 24, those students fall between that age. Maybe providing loan for them to go to school. And one of the things is that they must open an account and they must have a certain amount of money in the account. They could do that kind of promo. Things like that. So that's that as regards to this. So I've taught us Bing, how to use Bing. So that's how to create range. So the last thing I'll look at now is this. Let me look at this map again. Just let me. If I do it in regards to states, is seeing it. Let's see. Not format. Edit location. So he's seeing it in regards to states. I don't know. Let me just. I don't know. So let me. What I'll do is let me put region on color and let's see. So he's seeing it in regards to states. So, but because of the color that I've used, is not letting the thing show. So what I'll do is I'll assign palettes in this regard. So it will change some of the things that we have done before. So rather than using region, we'll use what? We'll use states. So we'd say assign the row based on state and province. I want us to do that, please. And what can we do? We can say we can put the region on what? On label, and to label it, and we can this color we can increase the opacity so that it is very dark. and then we can label it. Okay, it's labeled already. So we can edit the the label. If you want to edit it, you can format it. I will not be doing this formatting a lot because I've taught it already. So I don't know why it's not changing. Region. I don't know why it's not changing, but it's supposed to change. Well, but so that this is Northern Ireland, this is Scotland, this is England, and this is Wales. So what we can also do is we can put their balance in the label and to say the amount. And instead of doing the amount, what I would do is I would have done percentage. So I can do like percentage balance. So you can do percentage or even the exact amount, which is okay. Anyone that you want to do. So I can do percentage of the total and to put it there. And then what can we do? We can also format it that. Like I said, we can format and remove the decimal place. So format it, I'll just remove decimal place. And so 28%. So you can name this what? Percentage of account balance. Per region. So we have this, 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 we have this. This last one, this one. This account balance by gender or by gender. Right? And this one is account balance by maybe age group. And the last thing we want to do is we want to create a dashboard. So someone said they don't understand how to create a dashboard. This will require a lot of practice. Do you all understand what I've done so far before I go into this dashboard, please?
Yes, from my end.
Please, someone else will answer me so that
I still have a little bit challenge with the percentage. Can you just quickly show me where you changed it for the map?
it's the same thing everywhere. So it's just format. If you click on anywhere, format, you come in. What are you changing? Percentage of total, you click on it. And you come to numbers, you click on it and you change it. You go to percentage and you change it. Yes, ma'am, please.
That's what I did, but the numbers are long. It's not coming out in percentage.
Oh, that you do a quick calculation. So you click the drop down on the sum of the balance here.
Okay.
You click the drop down here and you come to what? Quick calculation and you say calculate percentage of total.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think that's why I missed it.
Okay. So for dashboard, now what I'll first do is I'll first set this one. I'll click on range, I'll set it to automatic. And it gives me the full sheet, right? Now, I've explained something to you. You have to first have an idea of the kind of dashboard you want to do based on the visualization that you have. How do I want my dashboard to look like? You have to have that back of your mind. So that you know how to use these containers. So this horizontal container. So based on the, so what I want to have is I want to have this bin. I want to have this. I want to have, no, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have map. So I can try to divide my table into the face of my stuff into 4. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So I can try to divide it to 5 so that the map is going to occupy 1 space, and let's see how I play around with it. So you have to have an idea, and because this horizontal and vertical container, they mean, you see, if you use an horizontal container now, that means what else you want to put beside it must be horizontal. You
Please,
can't put the vertical.
what did you click first to create the sheet, to create the space?
I clicked on this second one, this one, dashboard. This second one.
Yes, after this dashboard. Because usually when I go to the dashboard, it seems as if the page is divided into 2.
So hold on, let me go back here. Let me delete this. Now I clicked on dashboard. This dashboard. This is what I have. I said you come
Yes.
to size.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You click on
size.
this drop down.
Oh,
Then
okay.
you come to range. You click on the drop down and you click on what? Automatic.
Oh. Okay.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So now I said something. I said there's vertical and horizontal container. They mean certain. You can't just use. You use them for a reason, right? If I drop it here now, so whatever I'm going to drop next cannot come underneath. You know, I'm sorry, it's horizontal. So like I'll put it on the side of it, right? So I have 2, and I have a third one. I told you I want to have 5. I'll be 3. But also I want to have 1 more to put some things like what do you call them? All those legend. I want the legend to be on the side. Right. So I can now say I want to bring an horizontal container. But yeah, so I can bring a vertical container underneath just this one. So then I can bring an horizontal container. Just under this one. So the way I've done this is this. I've done that in this manner. So I can put my map here. I can put, this is me, this is my own. So I can click on this one, this here, and click on move. And I can pan this. So I've settled this one here. Now you can see that the it has put this is legend there. I can remove this legend and come and put it in this place. Right. So the next one is this. I can put this one. Of course, it's not looking pretty for the column. Right. But I can always go in to do that and adjust so many things. I try to do that for this one, so I can go in to adjust so many things. Like for example, I just want to show us So you see all these things now, I can put them, I can super, so I wasn't paying attention to these things. So let me pay attention to them properly. So this one is still the same. So we have this. So this one I can drag it, I can put it underneath this guy. No, underneath this. Okay. Yeah. So this one, that's it. So this one, that's it. So I can adjust this one. Just a little, just to, I can, right. I can also, I can edit this ones. I can just go into this one now, right? I just mess around with the size to get and come back to dashboard. You see the size has reduced. If I want it to even reduce further, I can do it to reduce further. Now the color combination is not all right. I can go and play with color combination. Ensure that okay, I just keep to keep it simple. I use a color combination that that is not out of the extraordinary. So I can keep green, red, and so I can go in. I kind of like toned it down a little, but it doesn't still make a lot of sense. Yeah. But if I would really think, I have to really think about the color. So this is where I'll ask you guys to go and play around by yourself. So I've taught you guys how to remove all these lines just to make it really fine. I taught you guys. So this one now, for example, now. Okay, not that. This other one. I can still adjust. I can still play around with. I can still reduce the thickness. You see, just to make it a little finer. Just just to give it some. Just let it be fine. I can adjust it to ensure that they align with one another because it's not aligning properly. So I can make sure that they align. So I will leave you to go and develop your own dashboard. Let me. So I can also put. So this dashboard, I can also put a title there that talks about this entire thing. So on it, I have the gender, whatever. I have the group. I have the classification by color. I have a classification by the region, and I have the map of the region. Just showing, all these things are talking about the account balance. All these things in relation to the account balance. And there are something I talked about that you can also look at. You can also look at the days that they have, like the most that people join the most. You have dates, the date that they joined. You have that, and this you can that you can play around with this in terms of because I've shown you. I think I mentioned this before. This date now. You can change. So the way the date is given is a specific date. So it's not given like you can say I can't change it. I can't work with it like the way I want to play around with it. So I think it's all the same year. So it's the same year, 2015. So it's not allowing me to choose like month or something. Do you get? Like I usually play with dates. Do you understand? So that's that as regards to this. So this is the final dashboard. So you can adjust the color, you can change it, you can make it colorful, you can whatever you want to do. But what I would say is like try to stick with like in fact I just kept it gray. But because of like just to but because of It depends on you. Like, you just take a lot of time to start editing this. So this is what it means, when you're done. This is how you set up your, you do your dashboard so you can give it title and stuff like that. So this is almost like an entire project that we just did.
I have a question, please.
Okay.
Okay, so we did a presentation on Monday, and the review we got was that there were spaces in the dashboard. I really did not know what though they were not showing.
Can you show me the dashboard that you did?
Oh, I don't have it.
Or a picture of it?
I'm using my phone, my laptop. I'm not connected to my laptop, so I can't show you.
I can share
Okay,
the
let me stop sharing.
dashboard all of us made.
Let me stop sharing. So
Um,
I'll stop
That's
sharing.
better.
So you don't have to record this, but if you want to record, you can.
all right, I'll pause the recording.
Paradise, I think you should record. I think you should record so that we can also use it to correct ourselves individually.
Okay, I'll just share my screen. Okay, so yeah, this is the first one.
So where's the space now? What do you mean by space?
That
The dashboard was not showing when they were doing the review, so we don't really know what they meant by the space.
If the space below, go back. If the space below here, the space above the top 20 sales.
We don't really know where the space is. They were just saying that we should close up the spaces in the dashboard.
You see that you people are not helping me, so you won't answer your question.
So the thing was,
But
we've done the
this dashboard
presentation.
could be better. This dashboard can be better. Now one, I can tell you, the dashboard can be better. In terms of the way you have arranged all these things, dashboard can be better. Even the prices, they're not, the sizes are not big enough. That's for total number of sales. And can also arrange that one. It doesn't have to break down like total number of sales. The way you have broken can be on one line. So it could be better.
Okay.
Yeah, so that could be better.
Paradise, maybe we should show the other ones.
This one could be better. You can reduce the sizes of this thing so that everything is on one line. The way it's bouncing out is on one line. Then in this one now, the way you have arranged it, okay, I can see in terms of D, and all these things, and that's how you have arranged using. So days now, there are no absentees. Is that what
No,
you're
that's
saying?
the miss. Yes.
Is that not a mistake? Because it should show absentees and you should say 0. Don't you think so?
So there was nobody that recorded like absent. So the
And
only
so it should
thing
be 0 now.
the only thing on the data was absent, present. Oh yes, I got what you meant now. Okay. So the absent
So
was supposed to have 0.
yeah. Okay, so let me see the next one. Hey, there's plenty space in this one now. You can see it's just like the dashboard is hanging.
Oh, okay. So is it the purple spaces?
You know what?
Is it
The
those
background.
spaces, the purple
Yeah, this purple space. Yeah.
oh,
Sarah,
okay.
who is Sarah, please? Me and Sarah will fight. I'm not proud of you. See your measure, see everything hanging. See your segment. See everything is hanging. And you're not supposed to say do not chat. You're supposed to say what is showing you, what you are showing. No label, nothing. We'll fight, a serious fight. Okay, let me see the next person. There are so many things that's wrong. Is it still Sarah?
Yes.
We are going to fight, serious fight. Keep going. Okay. So you need to really improve on your dashboard. You can't. I can't like I said, I can't really teach you to do dashboard in the sense of let me beautify one person's dashboard. No, what I can do is I can show you how it works. If you call me, for example, you send me a message at Deji, I've done my dashboard. Oh, can you look at it? I can look at it and give you some ideas. But I can't, you have to practice it. You have to go and check dashboard on how they arrange and try to arrange it like that. At least start from there.
Okay, Deji, let me ask you a question on this. Paradise, please just go back to the last slide. Okay, so we're expected to do individual analysis for individual attendance. And this is what Sarah did here. But the person that gave the review was saying that it was, what was that word he used? It was too much or something like that. But we're expected to give the analysis for individual person. Is there a better way to drop this chart?
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, you can do the that in a scattered plot. So you do scattered, and that's the one that so you do a scattered plot of individual person against their attendance. Do you get? Then you will now do an average, maybe average of attendance of different rows.
No, he said he wanted the count. Paradise, correct
A
me.
count.
Yes, he said he
And you
wanted the count.
and you
Yes, he
can do
said
a
he wanted
table.
the
You
count.
can do a table instead for him.
Oh,
A
more like
table.
a pivot table.
Yeah, not pivot table, but a table like a pivot, like are you creating a pivot table, something like that.
Exactly. That
But
was what I used a table, and he said he would want it in like a visualization for it.
And this is over 28 people. I don't
Yeah,
know how
because I tried creating a visualization, but I just felt a table kind of captured the whole
okay,
thing.
another thing I can do is this. If you want a visual, you can do a pie chart, absent and present.
No, he
Pie chart,
wants it
absent
for
and
individual person. And we are like 30 something in a team. So he wants to be seeing the attendance of
Who's this
each
person? Who's this
person.
person? What's the name?
It's
It's Mr.
Deji.
Okay. 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 Bring the attendance to class next class, and we can see what we can do with it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Paradise, please remember.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh.
So this person has tried, but you see your bar charts, they are very, very big.
It's fat.
Who's that person who is fat? That word is not allowed. Don't mind, I'm just joking, but yeah.
I revoked it.
So yeah, we can make it slimmer, but there's nothing bad. It's okay. That's just my own preference. Some people like it. But
okay, so Deji, let me ask questions. Sorry, I'm asking too many questions this evening.
no, it's fine. That's why we
Okay,
are.
so I remember that when I was trying to cover up spaces, now I know what the spaces are in my own chart. It's made the bars bigger, and I think that's what Paradise did here too. Paradise, is the same thing you did?
Yes. And
so
my
is
issue
there
was
another
the
way
container.
to do it?
I didn't know I could divide the container even. I struggled to fit this in like this. I did not even know the difference between vertical and horizontal content.
You can divide the containers, yeah. So that now I've shown you. I've shown you before, but now I've shown you again.
But how do we do it in a way that the bars, when the bars doesn't get fatter and then there are no spaces on the dashboard?
You keep trying it. You keep trying it. So first, what our advice is this. What our advice is, if you are not good with designing, because me, my background is architecture. So I'm kind of good with putting things together. So that's my own background. So it might be difficult for you. So what I would advise at first is check online for dashboard. Get inspired by dashboards online. So okay, let me do this kind of dashboard. The thing looks more like, oh, what I'm trying to present. So get that, put it by your side and try to design it like that. Try to even use the color combination.
Okay.
So I can see now you have used something that is blue. You have not combined the colors. There's only one place that looks like combination of color, and it's okay. So which makes this work really nice is the color that makes it really nice. So it doesn't you know I'm not putting my eyes is not on so many things. So the color is nice. You keep I kept it very simple. Yeah. So it's really I really like it.
Oh,
So
you
that's
share
how
your
you
own.
Oh, sorry.
I was trying to tell you to share the other one so that we can have a review from Mr. Ayo straight off
All right.
for the other thing. Yes.
No, but the review you got are also good.
No, there are two teams. There are two teams.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for the file. I can't close. Do you have it, Body? I sent it to you.
Can't share now because I'm on mobile.
So what's happening is, you know, last people that I taught Tableau, I was doing step by step. But the step by step, we'll do step. I'll do one step. Then one person will say, "Yeah, I'm behind. I've not connected my system." One person will say something is wrong with their system. One person will say one thing. So I rather just do it, teach it, try and teach it for you to understand. Then you can go back to the video and watch it. But like if people don't need to go back to that video, or I don't know. And I also told you can reach out to me. I'm ready to assist anytime. But we'll just work a time, not anytime. But if you reach out to me, I'll answer you. So work out the time that works for the two of us. And I will teach you what you need to know. Whatever I might be teaching you, maybe just 30 minutes. Some might be just 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You get. So you have to reach out.
Thank you. Yeah. Maybe
But,
next class we'll bring our own, sir. Oh, that's
okay.
it. That's it.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
I can see.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
can also make it off, put it on full screen. Click on that. Is that no, not down beside the book. That book.
Which book?
You know the part where it shows presentation mode, just down. To your right. There's a
Okay,
book
this
there.
one?
No,
Okay,
not that. The
this
one
one.
beside the next one.
Let's see.
Yeah, that one. Click on it.
I don't think that's okay.
Yeah,
Is it good now?
yeah, it's good now. So you can now start moving it. Just with your arrow key, right arrow key.
Ours is not really a lot. I think that's just these three. Yeah.
So this person now, he just did what we did in class and just slammed it. You're not going to
So,
you see.
that's true. And this one get bed to sleep where we like.
So you not improve on it, not do anything. Then you can also write a short note on what you are trying to tell people.
Yes, we were
They are
told
trying to
to.
write a short note. Saying that this is what this
To
is
show what the visualization is trying to achieve, like what
Yeah.
information are we trying to pass with the visualization?
Do you understand? Yeah, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
There was a review, they said something about KPI. I think
Yes.
About
they said something about the
KPI.
KPIs as
KPI.
something.
KPI. Okay. So
It says KPI was too much on the left. That's for one of us. That's in binary. Yeah. This one.
what's the
This
question is,
present.
what is KPI? Does anybody know?
Key performance indicator. I just checked it too.
Key performance.
Okay. So what are the key performance for the first data that we used?
Like
Balance.
Which data?
Hmm?
The one we
is it
used
data
for
we worked
training.
on tonight?
Key
Tonight
performance
The balance.
for the first one.
Let's do balance for the region. Balance.
It's the
age,
region and
the
the sum and the
region,
balance.
those dimensions and the measures, right?
I will fight you people.
Mm.
So you already said what KPI is, key performance indicator. So what indicates the performance? So there are two things that are major in that data that I gave you. The key performance indicator, it could be of the goods, it could be of the managers, and it could be of the customers. So what are the things that indicate that this product is doing well? So that's for the product. That is the key performance indicator. What indicates that this product is doing well?
Sales.
I think Bansi. So what indicates that, but still also that sales can also indicate, okay, what indicates that this customer is performing well?
Maybe the balance he has in his account.
No, based on the data that we have, that we had.
For tonight,
The
sir.
number of sales made.
From that person. Also, maybe quantity of products that the person bought.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? How many times the person comes around, you know? So the person might, so me now, I can be buying things from you. I can buy like 200 things from you, and one person just buys one thing from me, and the person spends more money than me. But really, how do I, if I use sales to just quantify that, I might not really get how much that other, what do they call it, that customer is performing.
Yeah.
So you have to look at that. Those are the things that that's what KPI is. So likewise, you can have KPI for salesperson too. The person that sells the product, the manager, or a
But sir,
salesperson.
sir, just a minute. One of the reviews is said on the dashboard, KPI was too much on the left. Then he said KPI should be bigger. So that's telling us on something there. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the
So
major
what
is
is
not.
trying to tell you is that what it's saying is this: all these profit, quantity, sales, profit margin, count of sales, they can be larger than that. They are too.
Okay.
So that's what the person is saying.
Okay. Then he said something about we should do data cleaning and data validation before import. Well, of course,
that one,
yeah.
I will not. So
What did you see? What did you see?
A question that can come to you is, how have you done data validation in an interview? Like let's say you are giving a data, how have you done data validation on an interview? In like with you definitely have told them that you have probably worked as a data analyst somewhere before, right? How do you do data validation? Can anyone tell us?
Well, I can answer from a Power BI. First of all, when you import the data, to get the data, you cleanse the data, use Is it data quality?
Data query.
No, the data quality or something quality.
Is transformed. You have a place to click to transform data in Power BI.
No, before transforming, you are kind of preview the data.
It's
Then
querying now. You're querying it.
then
Okay,
yeah,
guys,
you
so that we don't spend forever here. So, so
oh yeah,
one
okay.
validate data first. You want to assure that your data is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
That you want to validate, you are good. One of the things that you're validating is the accuracy of the data, the consistency of the data, and that the data that you are trying to use can answer the question you are trying to get.
Okay.
So if someone gives you data about chicken and the person wants to know about pig, please, how do you want to find out about pig? So these are simple things. You don't have to tell them. You don't have, if you go to an interview, you don't have to start telling that you put on Power Query. These are simple questions that you just say, validate data first. You want to know first, data must be consistent. When you say consistent, that means it must, your data cannot start talking about, cannot have different columns and those columns will be empty and some columns will be empty. It's not consistent. So that's already one problem. So we have to, so number one is you have to sort the problem of consistency. Secondly, your data must be able to, the data that you have must be able to answer the query that you have been tasked with. So first, you want to study that data. So one of the things is that first I will look at if data is consistent. Then I'll study the data. Is it something that can answer the question I'm trying to answer? If not, I have to, look for something. Then when you are done with that, then there is a part. You see, all this part that we're talking about is it entails data cleaning, data corresponding. You understand? But you have said it in a different way. You have not gone to say, oh, I'm using Power Query to clean. No. The technical part is what you are talking about. But how would I put it? The intellectual part is that this data must be able to answer your query. This data must be correct. Data must be up to date. You see, if the data is not up to date, how does it answer your question again? So that is data validation. It must be up to date. It must be concurrent. It must be concurrent, or it must be consistent. It must be able to answer the question that we are asking. The data must be related to the question that is being asked. That's how you validate data. And we can think of many more like that, as but those are the basic ones. Do you understand?
but sorry, sir.
Okay.
I wanted to know, can we validate can we do data cleansing with Tableau?
Well, there's a tool on Tableau that I can use to clean data. They call it Tableau. What's it called again? Do you know? I've forgotten. So it's Tableau. Wait, let me check my laptop. Just give me a moment. Tableau Prep. Prep is a
Sorry,
soft
say that again.
Tableau Prep.
Prep. Okay, PREP.
PREP.
Is it hidden somewhere in the menu, or once to just import the data is there by the...
No. It's a different application, but it's made is part of the Tableau application.
Okay. Okay.
So Tableau Prep. You can use to clean data. It's almost like Power Query.
Okay.
Okay.
So Tableau Prep works with Tableau server and Tableau cloud.
Okay.
So in companies that use Tableau, they use Tableau Cloud and Server, they use Tableau Prep.
Okay.
So you can do a lot of cleaning there. You can do many cleaning there.
Okay, another question is from Tableau, can you be able to check the quality of your data before before processing it or using it to?
No, you can't really check quality of, what do you mean by check quality of data?
Like in Power BI, you can check, you can be able to find out, oh, there is some error, or there is some empty space, or it's 100%.
In Tableau too, it will tell you if there's empty space, and it will tell you null now.
Okay. So where do you check that?
You see, the thing is this: in Tableau, you cannot. Tableau, you want to make sure you have cleaned all your data before it gets to Tableau. Tableau
Okay,
public
before
or
using
Tableau public or Tableau desktop. You want to be sure that your data has been cleaned before getting there.
Okay.
So what you want to do on Tableau is just visualization.
Visualization, okay.
On Power BI, what you use with Power Query. Power Query is not Power BI. You know, you can use what do you call it? You can use Excel with Power Query. Microsoft Excel. Do you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Power Query is just one of those. How would I put it? How would I put it? It's an option within the Microsoft family that you can use to edit data.
Okay.
You can pivot, you can change column name, you can do so many things, you can do calculation with it. So in case of Tableau, what you have in place for that is Tableau Prep. Even within Tableau, you can create calculation. I'm not saying you cannot do calculation. You can do calculation. You can do cleaning to an extent on Tableau. But when you want to say cleaning, it's better to just do it outside Tableau. It should be Tableau Prep, or better to go and do your cleaning in SQL.
SQL, okay.
And then,
okay.
yeah.
Please be on, sir. I wanted to ask something.
And then export it now. That's all.
So when I opened the Tableau, while I was trying to work on some of the data sets we had, I had a lot of empty spaces from the Excel sheet I generated, and so it was saying no. Then there is something there to the left of the panel, the Tableau page that says use data interpreter. You can, if you check it, then it says data interpreter might be able to clean your Microsoft Excel workbook. Is that not a form of cleaning? Is that sufficient for cleaning?
Like I said, I would like to see what you are saying that you did. If you can show me, then we can now talk. But it's better to do whatever you want to do. Even when you open your table, you don't see the complete table now. You don't see everything in the table on Tableau now.
If you don't mind, I can just show you the answer. Even though my system is slow, so you might want to wait extra.
It's already 11:30, 31.
Okay. Let's go then.
So let's do
the
this
next class.
next class. And you see,
Yeah.
I could not even teach you what I was supposed to teach you today.
Really?
But we
at least
okay.
we
I'm okay.
understand this one. Abi? We understand this one now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we
yes.
do.
Make more sense.
In the next one, I will teach you. So I will teach parameter,
Okay.
but I will teach it with something else. So parameter is something that it's a function that you use within Tableau.
Okay.
I'll just teach it. I might not teach it with the top product again because you already have a video of that.
Okay.